Hey, what up, everyone? Spencer Israel here. So gonna do something a little bit different today. We've got the at the close show, which we normally do from 3:30 to 4. But I had an interview lined up at today at 3:10, and that'll be on here. His name is Rahul Sharma. He's the managing partner at Indxx or INDXX, and they are a leading provider of indexes. And so I wanted to just, I said, screw it, basically. Let's just combine the streams. So I'm going to be live with you for the next hour and a half or so until Cannabis Insider at 4 o'clock. So I'm going to talk to Rahul in a few minutes, and that'll lead us into 3:30, where we'll do at the close with Joel. That'll lead us to 4 o'clock, where we'll get some earnings. I'll bring on my boy Zunaid, and we'll just hang out and shoot the shit and talk earnings as they come in. Remember, we've got Microsoft and Alphabet and Starbucks and Visa tonight, among many others. And then that'll lead us into Cannabis Insider. So that's the plan for the next hour and a half. Super free-formy. Yeah, 13, exactly right. We're crossing streams. That's what's happening. The streams are getting crossed up. Collective Service was the first one to hit the like button. You know what? I think you beat me. I'll be honest. I think you beat me. I didn't hit the like button yet. No, I did not. Let's hit the like button right now. Oh, it's liked by default because I'm with signing as Benzinga. So okay. So that being said, I have a couple things for you before we've got about 8 minutes or so until I'm gonna talk to Rahul. I want to know. Today is the first day that we switch things up on you, and I want to know what you liked and what you didn't like. If I got some great feedback on David. I gather that y'all like David Green. If you missed David Green at 9:30 today, he traded live with his room on our stream here from 9:30 to about 10:30 or so Eastern time. So if you haven't watched that and you want to check it out, we had SPAX Attack at its normal time. We had Power Hour, which we cut down. The plan going forward is to cut it down so it's an actual hour. And I don't know why they called it Power Hour if it's 2 hours, but I wasn't here for that conversation. So actual hour, and then get technical with Neil after that. And other than that, things have been mostly the same today. We had crypto, which went for the full hour because VV's out this week. But I'm just curious what you all think. Okay, Chef Remy missed Neil early. Didn't like waiting for Get Technical. All right. Good to know. Yeah. So here's the thing about that, right? Is that 9:30 to 10:30 window is the biggest window, right? Because that's when everything goes down, right? That's when the market opens, and that's when we spend all morning talking about the market. But if you're not trading pre-market, then you're not doing anything. And that's when, the race starts, right? So we're hyper-focused on that time slot, right? We want to get more live trading. That was sort of the big thing. Neil has a really, really great show. He's a really, really good host, but it's not doing live trading. So we thought maybe if we move into later in the day and get someone to trade live at the open, you all might like that more. Yeah, CR, exactly right. We do have a few more gaps. That's okay to me. If it were up to me, honestly, we'd have even more gaps. If I'm being honest. Not everyone here agrees with me about that. But yeah, gaps are okay in my opinion. We didn't have any gaps for the last 3 months, pretty much. But the goal is to eventually have no gaps. But you got to go back to go forward. Yeah, you have to figure out what's not working, cut that, and then find new stuff, right? So yeah, I'd be curious what you all think of the gaps, because I don't mind. Okay, Chef Remy likes Neil. Chef Remy, make sure you tell Neil that he made you some money. Sweet Life, we need Momo traders. Okay, Are you a Momo trader? You all about that momentum? If anyone knows anyone that could want to do this, and I had a few people reach out today, shoot me an email. Just email shows@benzinga.com. If you watch someone else on YouTube, you think they'd be great for Benzinga, great for our channel. Oh man, what about a live trading show at 3 p.m. Eastern for stocks to hold overnight and sell at the open? Oh boy, yeah. I mean, I guess that is the logical conclusion of the at the close show. Is eventually we do want that. It's not there yet, but that's the logical conclusion of the at the close show. Is because just like the 9:30 to 10:30 hours critical, that 3 to 4 obviously is just as critical, if not more so, right? So, and even 4:30 because that's when all the news hits. That 4 to 4:30 block is when all the news hits. But that is a good idea. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I did also talk with Joel about doing a Kentucky Derby special this Friday. He doesn't hate the idea. Okay, I think I'll have to bring it up like a couple more times. But I think Friday at 4 we're doing a Derby special with Joel, and we're gonna let Joel just talk his heart out about the ponies. Okay, so that being said, there were a few things we didn't get to this morning I wanted to discuss. Movers. I mean, we have a whole day of news movers to talk about here. Couple things on my radar. We didn't get to Lyft this morning, and I wanted to because they made a move last night towards profitability. They're selling their AI unit to Toyota, right? Here's my Benzinga Pro chart of Lyft. This is a 15-minute chart here. Okay. Surprised to see it give back those gains. So that's interesting. See, you popped on that headline yesterday right there. That was that headline that, oh, they're selling this unit to Toyota. What was the number? $550 million, right? So profitability sooner for Lyft, so they say. Give back those gains today. Okay, that's interesting. Not thrilled to see it not hold that gain. I want to know about MindMed though. I mean, I'm tracking this one closely. This is the. This isn't. That's not right. That's not. Someone tell me what is the ticker for MindMed? Someone help me out here. I don't even know. Oh, it's MindMed. That's why. Because I'm an idiot. All right. That'll do it. Wow. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. This could end up being a big tell. Okay. I've mentioned on this show several times that there are a number of cannabis stocks that I've been long for a while. That they're US MSOs, right? Multi-state operators. They trade OTC. They will uplist one day when they can, just like MindMed is doing today. And now you can't see on this chart because it's a different ticker, but it had this huge rally for the last couple of days. Looks like this was a big sell the news event. That's interesting. Because I'm just like you. I'm curious as anyone, like how these cannabis stocks are all going to trade whenever they're allowed to uplist, right? This is interesting. So okay, now we know. So whenever it gets to the point where like the Curaleaves and the True Leaves and the Crescos and the Green Thumbs, whenever they uplist, now we have a data point. Now we have like a stock to reference. Okay, hey, remember when MindMed uplisted? Yeah, it had that huge run into the uplist and then sold off the next day. Gave back look. I mean, how high did we get last night? Almost $8, $7.50. We're down to $4.14 now. So gave back a good chunk of those gains the day of the uplist. Very, very interesting. Kai Tong is in at 435. Look, like for I don't know if you're in for a trade or for an investment or what. For a trade, this has been a classic sell the news event, right? Investments a whole different ballgame, obviously. And I've the kind of stocks that I own for investments. But I'd be lying if I said part of my thesis wasn't the uplist. That's a huge catalyst. It opens the doors up for everyone who's not allowed to buy stocks that don't trade on exchanges, right? So this is a big day. This is a big reference point for me. I'm going to keep this in my back pocket. I'm going to watch this for the next few days. Keep it in my back pocket for whenever the time comes for my guys, for my four, right? Yeah, Remy Davids did it right for a trade, not for an investment, but for a trade. Sold into the rally. That's it. That's it. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to bring on my guest here. We talk about stocks a lot on this channel. We talk about indexes on this channel as well. And there is this thing that not in between. We talk about the thing behind the thing, right? Indexes are the thing behind the thing for ETFs, right? We talk about ETFs a lot. We talk about SPY. We talk about the Qs. You guys know that I love my ETFs. Indexes are the thing behind the ETF, right? Like a passively managed ETF is really only as good as the index that it tracks. And my guest joining me here in a moment knows all about that, right? He works for a firm that creates indexes and licenses those indexes out to issue to ETF issuers and mutual fund issuers, I suppose. We'll ask him about that too. And like that's the whole point, right? Because like when you buy an ETF, what are you really buying? You're buying an index that it tracks, right? That's you can't invest in an index; it's just going to copy. And I'm sure he's got some really good insight about trends in the index space. I remember reading, was it a year ago now? Maybe more. That there are more indexes out there than there are stocks. Can't remember exactly, but maybe Rahul knows about that. So let's bring him on now. Rahul Sharma, managing partner at Indxx. Welcome.
Hey, Spencer, how are you? Thanks for having me on.
Was what I said accurate, that there are more indexes than stocks?
Yeah, it's definitely accurate because you can index more than just a stock, right? You can index fixed income, commodities,
sure.
Any kind of basket you want. So yeah, I'm sure there are. If you think about it, I know of index providers out there that have alone in the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of indexes by themselves.
So can you walk us through the index creation process? Like I decide I want to make a crypto blockchain index, right? I want to track that market. What goes into that?
Yeah, well, that's a good question because we actually do have a blockchain index. We licensed it here in the US and in Canada and in Europe for ETFs about 2-3 years ago. So we've got a lot of good experience when it comes to that. So you're talking about a theme right now, right? A cryptocurrency / blockchain type theme. The way you go about building that is what our PD team does, product development team, is they try and say, how can we target this theme the best way possible, right? Because you're trying to provide the best exposure that you can to that specific theme. So first of all, you've got to understand the space. You've got to understand where it is today, where it came from, and where potentially it's going. And then based on all of that, you want to try and target the companies that are going to most effectively provide exposure to that theme on a global basis, ideally today, but also in the future. And that's a little bit difficult because a theme is not like a sector, right? A theme like blockchain, for example, cuts across geographies and it cuts across sectors and industries. So you really have to cast quite a wide net to build a proper thematic index and to do it right. And it involves data, it involves people, and it involves technology.
So that old joke. Oh, that's weird. Because that old joke, I've never met a back test that didn't work, right? But I imagine that's part of this, right? Is doing some back testing and proving out that this is a good idea.
It can be, but for some of these newer themes, a back test is of limited value because the theme itself is a relatively new concept. we just launched a hydrogen index, which we licensed to Direction here in the US. And there the backtest was limited because you didn't have that many what we call pure play names, which are names that are generating, based on our research, more than 50% of their revenue from hydrogen. Right. So it depends, really. I mean, if you're talking about smart beta, I think the backtest obviously is going to be something that you want to have look appealing. But if you're talking about a thematic index, it's more about what are the companies in here and what's the exposure like.
Yeah, that makes sense. What trends are you seeing out there? Because you talked about thematic, you talked about smart beta. Smart beta, correct me if I'm wrong, seems to be like so passe. That was so 2018. Now it's all like thematic this, thematic that. I feel like the developments in the index side of this industry potentially can tell us like where investors are most focused on. So like what is happening? Like where is all the attention focused on for as far as indexers are concerned? And both like from your side and also like the demand side of like issuers like banging down your door like, hey, we need a hydrogen index like yesterday or whatever.
That's a great question. So we're a full service index provider that has products in multiple countries. So I think we've got a pretty good insight into where the interest is today. We've got smart beta indexes, we've got global benchmarks, long, short, but as you kind of alluded to, all the interest recently has been in the thematic space. And that's true not only here in the US, but on a global basis. And it seems like based on the data that we've seen from our own indexes, as well as what we've seen in terms of fund flows on a global basis, it really seems like thematic has reached a critical mass here. I mean, if you look at the US, there was some decent growth in 2020, but we had almost 80% growth in AUM and thematic ETFs here in the US. You've got markets overseas like Israel, where we have a number of products, Japan, Korea, across the Pacific Rim, growing 30, 40, 50% easily a year in the thematic space. So that is really the area that I think has reached a critical mass in the last year or two. And part of that, I think, is based on the COVID-19 pandemic, right? People are looking for places to put their money, and they were not really sure about growth or value or min-vol, and they realized, wait a second, cloud computing, for example, is a very good area where we saw a huge amount of growth. And rather than trying to invest in an individual cloud computing company, you can invest in the index through an ETF and get exposure to the entire theme on a global basis. So thematic is definitely an area where we saw a huge amount of growth ourselves last year.
Wait, I think are you drinking out of a measurement cup?
Yeah, I drink. I'm not a big guy, but I drink a lot of tea. So rather than having to fill up my teacup, 5 times, I just fill up 2 cups of.
My guy is drinking out of a measuring cup. That I've never seen that before. That's awesome.
Maybe I'll start a trend. And the good thing is, if I drop it, it's Pyrex, so it's not going to shatter. So I think ahead like that. That's what index providers do.
I guess you're saving on dishes too. I have no idea. That's awesome though. Okay, so yeah, you mentioned the last year. Obviously a lot has happened in the last 12 months. I'm just curious from your point of view, like where is the index industry now after like post COVID? Is it like, obviously AUM money is pouring like a waterfall into ETFs, a lot of US equity ETFs to be specific. That as well as anyone. But like where is the index like business now, and it's like I guess like how well positioned is it like coming out of COVID?
Well, I think it's very well positioned. You still have the same fundamentals in that you have the biggest 3 index providers that I think the vast majority of people in the investing world know. You've got S&P Dow Jones, you've got MSCI, you've got FTSE Russell, you've got a lot of other large players out there, but those 3 really dominate the market. And then you've got firms out there like us that are trying to find a niche that offer high quality and speed to market, which is important, and customized indexing at a reasonable price. So the market is pretty healthy. You've seen some acquisitions, some investors come in. But overall, look, I mean, the whole democratization of the ETF process and the investing process has lent itself to a huge amount of product, and that passive product needs to be serviced. So I think the industry itself from an ETF and an investing perspective is very healthy with robo-advisors and others. And as a kind of ancillary benefit of that, you've got index providers also doing quite well. We've seen our assets go up, 300% in the last 3 months.
Can you license an index to more than one issuer or no? How's that work?
You can. The answer is it depends. Is the scientific answer. It depends on the geography. It depends on the structure of the product, whether it's an ETF versus a structured product or something more private.
Got it.
But yes, we have done that for sure. And sometimes you've got issuers that, of course, have a global reach. So we have some indexes that we've licensed to one issuer where they've launched it in multiple geographies.
Sure, that makes sense. You mentioned, obviously you guys are more of a niche index provider. So, like, what are some of your most in demand areas right now? You mentioned hydrogen, but what else is super hot? Like, I imagine you're getting a lot of inquiries about ESG and ESG related indexes. Anything to do with ESG or climate change?
ESG is an area that's gotten us a lot of interest in Europe in particular. That seems to be kind of on the leading edge. Here in the US, it's been more focused on renewable energy, climate change, kind of clean energy solutions. But I would say that for your listeners and for your viewers, where we've seen the most interest recently has been in a couple of areas. I think number one is US infrastructure. There's been a huge amount of interest just based on the Biden administration, the plans that they've announced on trillions of dollars in spending. We've got a U.S. infrastructure index that's been live for a few years. That's seen a large amount of inflows. We've got other U.S. infrastructure type products as well as U.S. green infrastructure products that are in the market that are doing quite well. Technology is another area that has continued to outperform and see a huge inflow. Our 5G and NextG mobile technology index has seen well over $1 billion come into it over the last year and a half or so. That's doing very well. Blockchain technology is again in the news, and it's strange because blockchain and cryptocurrency should be kind of a bifurcated conversation, but it seems like they do go hand in hand still. To a certain extent, I think they are decoupling, but there has been a lot of interest in blockchain and in SPACs. SPACs did see a huge amount of interest as well over the last couple of months. That's cooled off a bit, but we do see more interest now in our circular economy, world without waste type of recycling type products. So really, 3 different areas are technology, energy and kind of clean energy, ESG, and these kinds of unique kind of niche ideas like private credit or SPAC.
Wait, why do you say and crypto should not be correlated?
Well, I mean, the blockchain is a type of technology which cryptocurrency utilizes, but they are different at the end of the day, right? You've got Ethereum, you've got Bitcoin, they're using different types of technologies that are underlining them. So people sometimes invest in the actual cryptocurrencies themselves. People sometimes like the miners, and then people also like the firms that are providing services or products, hardware, software to the blockchain kind of story itself. So they are 2 different kind of stories. It's kind of like, I guess you could think of it like US dollar and currency itself versus the economic activity that goes into producing that dollar. That's a simplified way of looking at it, but right. I mean, when you're mining a cryptocurrency, what are you doing? You're adding to the blockchain.
I'm curious what impact you think Cathie Wood has had. Obviously, she's not tracking an index. Well, usually some of them she does, but most of her funds are actively managed, and she's inspired this whole. Maybe not just her, but her and others have inspired a stock pickers market, right? Which is of course not the point of indexes, the exact opposite point. I'm curious, what you make of that and her rise and stock picking right now in general.
I think that's part of a larger conversation around ETFs and the innovation that happens in the ETF industry in general. People look at ETFs, and the vast majority of ETF assets today are still passive. They track an index, but there has been a noted but small part of the ETF industry that has been actively managed, which people have said for more than a decade now, okay, this is the year when active managed ETFs really start doing well, really start taking over. And that never happened until really last year with Cathie Wood. So I look at it just as, it's a better wrapper to do what the actively managed mutual fund did for decades. And I look at it as a good thing. Anything that makes people aware of ETFs and the beauty and the advantages of them, can only help us. And then people are constantly going to have that debate themselves as investors between active and passive.
All right, Rahul Sharma, managing partner at Indxx. I would love to have you on again. This is maybe this is like a nerdy thing, but this is like inside baseball, but I like talking about it. I don't really know, the mass appeal, but I like talking about it. So would love to have you back, because this is like inside. This is like the thing behind the thing. As I said, this is the thing behind. Talk about ETFs all the time. The thing behind that, and it doesn't get enough attention, in my opinion. So we'd love to have you back. Thanks a lot. Appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me, Spencer. Pleasure.
All right, guys, it's 3:26, which means I'll have Joel on in a few minutes. I want to thank Rahul for his time there. Like I said, we've never really spoken about indexes before, or spoken to somebody in index land. And so sort of a different point of view on things. He's coming at this from a different perspective. He's seeing, on the one hand, the demand from investors through, reflected through issuers, like a lot of ETF providers they want to create a fund. They can't create a fund that unless it tracks an index, at least, a passive fund without an index. And his firm specifically is a niche provider. So, they're not doing super broad stuff. They're doing really specific, there's a chance, you own a cannabis ETF. There's a chance they have cannabis indexes, right? So there's a chance that your ETF is tracking their index, right? So super niche stuff. But we're moving more towards that, I think, where the market's becoming more and more niche and thematic, right? That's what I mean. Thematic, focus on specific themes, whether it's an industry theme, whether it's an ESG theme. There's an infinite amount, really. So super interesting for me. I thought. SPAC Broker says he measured up well. Yeah, good one. Actually, funny thing about SPAC Broker, if I can for a second. So, so on Power Hour, I guess they said that, I don't know what they're doing a giveaway or something, and they said to email me for the giveaway or for the sweepstakes. I don't know what they're talking about. I have no clue what they're talking about. All right, I have no clue. But SPAC Broker emailed me anyway. Said, "Hey man, I'm emailing you about the sweepstakes." I was like, "What sweepstakes? I don't know. I have no clue." The SPAC Broker just got a glimpse into my everyday. SPAC Broker, that's my every single day, right here. No, I don't even know if it's fake. It might have been real, but I'm not involved. This is my everyday at Benzinga, where I get put on an email chain with no context, and I have no idea what is happening. And it's always from Luke Jacoby. Luke Jacoby is the master at troll. I've been here 6 years, and he still trolls me every day. Sort of unbelievable. But anyway, thought that was funny. All right. I want to know what's on your guys' radar here. What stocks you watching into the close? If you haven't already, guys, go ahead and smash that like. We're at what are we at right now? Oh man, 62 is not going to cut it. 62 is not going to cut it. Need more. Need to get to the 50% threshold. Half of concurrent viewers. That is my goal. At the moment, that's about 140. So got to get there. You know what I should do? Maybe I should just not bring Joel on. I have the power. No, I'll bring Joel on in a minute here. Oh, yeah, Darren. Good point. All right. See, Amazon was on my list to get to, and we didn't get to it this morning. So we'll get to it now with Joel. But it is 3:30, so let's do the At the Close show, shall we? All right, it is time for PreMarket Prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Spencer. How you doing?
Pretty good. It seems like a rather quiet day out there, no?
Yeah, we can do the quick rundown here. I will share my charts as we speak. Looked a little weak off the open. Took out the pre-market low, kept on going. Was hoping for maybe a look at Monday's low that was 63.75. Came up shy of that at 66.75. We've come back. We haven't made a new high, intraday high for the session. That would be at 83.75. Your Globex high, your new all-time high, that's up there at 92.50. In order to get that new all-time closing high, folks, all we have to do is settle about 2 points where we are right now, above right now. That would be 79.5. Nice range in crude today. That's up $1.28 at 63.18. You have gold, just another tight range in this too. Down 330 at 1776.70. I think it was right where it was this morning. Silver, that's up nearly 15 cents at 26.36. And Bitcoin snuck into the 55,000 handle. That was former support. Now acting as a little bit of resistance, but still the futures are up $690 at 54,780.
Joel, you know what we have not talked about for maybe ever on this show?
Ever?
The Joel Elconin trade is on right now. And by the Joel Elconin trade, I mean the swimming trade. The
Oh boy, I know.
swimming trade is on. You've got 3 stocks that I'm talking about. You've got Leslie's, you've got Pool, which is Pool Corp, and you've got Swim, which just IPO'd last week.
What a great symbol, huh?
I know you love it. I know you love it.
People want to be outside, and boy, it's hard to get a pool built now. The of all the charts here, pool. I remember looking at this one during the pandemic. I should have kept looking at it. New all-time high today. Probably that gap up from earnings. I think things are good to go here as long as you can hold that. You made that low on the gap up day, and that held up. It even held up yesterday. So as long as it stays above here, let's just call it 409. Yeah, 409 was low. 409.38. You're ways above that now. So there's your support. And till support's broken, new all-time high. Now, what do you got to do? All-time high, 426.70. Got close there today, only 425 high. So a little consolidation after the report. Let's see if we break out to the upside or break down to the downside.
Couple things. One, Sky Trader did message me about this on Thursday or Tuesday. No, on Friday. Sorry, last Friday, pointing this out. But also, Luke Jacoby has been pounding the table on Leslie's LESL.
Yes.
And today. So here's what I think happened. All right. So Luke's been pounding the table on Leslie's. Luke pitched it to Jason. All right. Jason then pitched it to Josh Brown. Josh Brown pitched it on CNBC today. So LESL. If you've been following Hot Stocks, Luke, it's a good day for you. Up almost 5% here, but that's how it goes sometimes, right?
Yep. The old grapevine. But that did nice move off that. Once again, using the prior day's high and the close. As areas of interest. That closed 27.98. You got to look at that right off the open. Took 31 cents a heat, went to 27.67 and blasted up. So good move here on heavy volume. I don't even see a day over 2 million. So they had earnings today, right? Or was it just no?
Was it today or was it yes?
Okay.
No, it was recent, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I can't remember going over it. S&P is approaching the highs of the intraday session. That's 83.75. That's not the real high. The real high is up at the Globex side, 92.50. But good looking chart there.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can continue higher. The next daily high to contend with is 30.30. Well, yep, 30.30. How high did we get today? Do we get right to that area? Got a little bit above it, 30.85. What's this one here? 31.50. Yeah, you can see the daily highs up here. Maybe a day or two of consolidation, a little quietness, and then maybe another leg higher. Can't go up like this every day.
Oh, why not? Leslie's is not confirmed in the earnings calendar. Yeah, so I don't know when they report. Sorry, can't help you there. Joel, what about Amazon? I meant to bring it up this morning and I forgot. But it's how it started off a little bit at the open, but it's more or less held those gains from yesterday.
Yeah, right near all-time high, right near a monthly high. This high that we're talking about was 34.34. What did you hit today? Today you hit just a little bit above that, 34.60. I mean, hard to be short going into the report, right? I mean, there's still a lot of good reports coming. I think what people are looking for is the stock split. And I think that would be a big boon to the issue. Did sell off its last earnings report. Got it all back. Even gave you a look under 2,900. So slow, steady rally approaching all-time high. They're probably going to make like $1 gajillion here. So let's see what today after the close is what we have for Amazon, correct?
It's Thursday.
Thursday. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, they're buying it in, strong stocks moving higher into a report. It's a pattern we've seen time and time again.
Spinner is noting that I neglected to mention HAYW as another pool supplier play. So, all right, Spinner, HAYW, you got me there.
Oh, yeah, that's a new one. What's this called? Hayward Holdings. Now that one is making a new all-time high.
What about? Let's see. I don't know if you looked at Tesla today, but it tried to bounce. It did try to bounce at like 10:30. But
no can do.
No.
Coming down. Didn't get a pop. I mean, it was weak into pre-market. Still, I'm just going to hold that $700 level. I mean, this is, this has been the range. This low is a little bit under there, 691.50. But we've been between 7 and 750 here for pretty much all these trading sessions. So don't know what the catalyst is. I don't know if, they're going to come out with, some price target raises. I think that's about the only other thing that, that's in the repertoire to get this back in motion. S&Ps have just matched that intraday high. We made that in the first 30 seconds of the open, a new intraday high here at 84.25. So pressing up here in the last 20 minutes of the session.
Joel, I don't know if you saw Novavax today, but we were doing some live trading. David Green was doing some live trading on the stream here at the open, and Novavax, and I didn't know it at the time, just started ripping, and they were mentioned by name by President Biden.
Exactly, I heard that.
Yeah, that's all it took. But they didn't know that, and they were trading it. They had no idea that it was mentioned by name, or if they did, they didn't convey it. And I didn't know that at the time.
I think that was later in the day that he mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe, all right. So there's two moves. There's the move at the open, then there's the move at what is that? 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I believe that's when he spoke. Yeah,
1:30. So okay, maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah, pull back here from. Wow, got well over 300. Let's just take a look where we're at on a retracement here on this from that high. Oh, that's not a good one. Let me try it one more time. Get that accurate retracement in there for you because I think we might be above it coming down to here. Oh, you are above it. You're getting half back of this move. Let's hold above here. Let's hold above this looks like 240 and change. Next daily high in this one, way up at 277.15. So once again, a period of consolidation. Looked like it tried to break out of the consolidation yesterday. Today, it did it with no problem. Novavax, what they're on the move here. Good drug news for Novavax.
We'll do some ticker time here. There are a few tickers in the chat that I want to get to. Actually, here's one that was mentioned for several days, and I keep trying to get to it, and I keep either forgetting or we run out of time. But Tattooed Chef, TTCF, is what I want to look at. This was a former SPAC. It's been mentioned, I think, like 4 or 5 days in a row here in various chats. I don't know who's mentioning it. I apologize if it was you. But I keep trying to bring it up only because it looked like it was like falling through the floor, but now it just got this bounce.
Yeah, it did. It did. And 1, 2, 3, 4 higher lows, higher highs. I don't know about higher closes as well. Moving up, really, we're in the 18 handle, and this pesky high is giving us a little bit of problem today. 1834 was your high on April 19th. 1830 is your current high, backing off a little bit. So maybe a little digestion here, and then maybe clear the path out to 1888. That was your April 16th high, but not quite a double bottom here. Just moved up nicely. So may have caught this one right here if you were buying this thing under 17 or under 16 bucks.
Okay, let's do some ticker time. That was pretty much, I think that was it for the stocks that I wanted to cover. Let me go through my list here. We did not talk this morning, Joel, is we didn't talk Lyft and we didn't talk CCIV, which had some news yesterday. But let's look at Lyft. It gave back the gains.
Yeah, I mean it was a nice sale for the company. Let's take a look. It got pretty much way overdone there, and just probably had some profit taking coming in. Now down 53 cents. Big lift. I mean that 65 was staring you in the face. I know you got to 66 and a half on that that initial spike. But instead, resistance that had been forming at the $65 area since the end of March. You can see little poke here above 65, poke here, right here again. That almost matched that high here, 65.94. That was your high on April 5th. I don't think you got quite that high today. 65.64. So the sellers in the 65 handle rule the day here in Lyft. Little profit taking off the news, and see if we can ever get back that opening day all-time high down under 20. Lyft battling back.
Okay, MindMed, which is that psychedelics play that's uplisted today. It gave back the gains. Joel, your ticker on is MN is MNMD, Mary Nancy Mary Delta, is your new ticker for one. And I was mentioning before you came on, this is a key indicator for me now.
Wait a second. Give it to me again.
Mary Nancy Mary Delta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't see. Oh wait, no, you can see. Oh, you see your charts go back. See, my charts don't include the before the uplist. So I only see today's action, but you can see that huge run up into the uplist to the Nasdaq today, and it was just a sell the news event. So this is a big tell for someone like me. That's got a few. I've got a few of these guys that are on OTC that are going to uplist eventually, and this is a big tell.
Yeah, it was a big sell.
Yeah,
run up into it. Big. I mean, no reference points here at all. From the going back to July, this was a penny stock, and people are ringing the register here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Your reference point for tomorrow, if somehow we can mount a rally. I don't know if we're going to get 499. That was the high. 469. That was an all-time closing high made from yesterday. You spent some time above that this morning, going to 577, but now falling back. This is a tough one. I mean, you held yesterday's low at 355 to 375 low. It just gets kind of tricky under that because your 3-day low is way down at 267. You see the big bump up in volume ahead. So this is kind of looking like turning into kind of like a sell the news kind of scenario on MNMD coming over from the pink sheets to NASDAQ or OTC.
Yeah.
OTC.
So big. Yeah. I'm going to be watching this like a hawk, not because I care about MindMed. I don't. But because for what it says about, the uplistings for the stocks that I have in a few years when that happens. RAG has been very patient. He also asked this morning, I guess he or she asked this morning about Square.
Okay.
Every time I look at Square, A, it's higher, or B, it's not higher, but I wish I bought anyway.
It is. You got the accordion chart going here. You know, I mean, well-defined support at 240. You used to call it 240, 242. Making another run here. Near all-time highs. This is a tough one because you snuck over 260. You might have been looking for more. You might have been looking for 260. 263.44, and it didn't get there. Now you're peeling back. So this is not kind of the action you want to see. You're near the lows of the session. Man, there's just a couple. I'd be careful on this one because if you can't hold that 53.40, you got a $6 drop to Monday's low, and then you got another $6 drop to Friday's low. So you've had a nice lift here. I think what you'd want to see is at least holding this low here, get a little bit of consolidation and see if you can get another blast higher. But tough chart, had a big run here. Look at all the consecutive up days that it had with just a little bit of a stall right here. So perhaps this is just a little bit, one day of stalling, another day of stalling, and then make a run, see if we can get closer to 280. Tough chart. Sorry, nothing. I mean, the support sticks out, to me, boom. But that's $14-15 away. I'm certainly not what you want to hear if you're trying to lock in some longs.
Stock trader BHG is asking about a small cap. Actually, it might even be below a small cap. Just full disclosure, straight up, stock trader BHG. This one, CTXR, this Citius Pharmaceuticals, super low price stock, very, very low volume, not really our forte here.
I'll pass on that one. Yep,
on this stream. So it had some crazy volume back in February. I don't know why, but these types of things are not really. You got to know what's in your wheelhouse and what's not in your wheelhouse, and this is very much not in either Joel or myself's wheelhouse. So
check out asked about X here, and X marks a spot. Big sell the news when that package, infrastructure package, was released, and it sold off for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days in a row. Found that support at 21 here, right here in this area, and that's that was a little bit a gap up leading into that infrastructure announcement. What did you do here? You made a high at 27.40. You're back over half, I believe. 27.40. That was like that was 7-point move, 3.5. That's 23. So you're over the 50. I just keep an eye on 25. And the 25 and the close from yesterday, kind of a little double top, 496 and 488. 475 was that close right up there. So I don't know. If we can't clear 25 here next couple days, I think you got a little bit more work to do on the downside here in shares of X. But nice rebound off 21.
All right, here is your big calendar. Remember, we've gone over this a few times now for today. Microsoft, Alphabet, AMD, Visa, Starbucks tonight. Pinterest, which I just saw drop in the chat, is tonight as well. So I'm gonna hang on with you guys after the close, and we're gonna watch these come through. We also have who else? We also have Mondelez. We also have FireEye. We also have Amgen. We also have, I'm going through the pro now. Enphase Energy is of interest. I don't know. That might be it. That's it. There's only like Juniper is of note. F5 Networks is of note.
Wow.
Yeah, you got a lot. You got a lot today. Anyway, okay.
But headlining is who are the big headliners?
Yeah, Microsoft and Google.
Okay, let's take this. Yeah.
AMD. Are here.
Let's take a look at Mr. Softy. Oh, just bunching up ahead of the report. I mean, they have beat and beat and beat. Hard to give you a resistance when there really isn't any. But let's split. Well, you're right up near the high. So 62.94, making a new all-time high going into the report. Interest here for me would be if it cracks 260 on the downside. Monday's low 60.17, today's low 60.12, double bottom ahead of the report. Let's see what they do. Holding 260 is important, and resistance hard to find in a stock that's making new all-time high. AMD just won't. Oh, it did get out of this range here. Did clear. The good news is that it cleared that resistance yesterday. The bad news is it found more resistance. Upper top 86.95. That was your high. Back on March 2nd, I bet you snuck into the 87. Just stuck into the 87 handle. 87.15. Now pulling back. For AMD, important to hold this 85.50 low, which is the current low in the session. You got a couple buck drop, $2.50 drop down to Monday's low at 82.70. So little buying ahead of report, selling here. Looks like some profit takers are coming in ahead of the report, but in the trading range, busted out of the trading range to see if the report can keep it on the upper portion of that trading range.
I saw someone mention Penn as well. That's been mentioned for several days now in a row. That one also took a bit of a dip. What was it, like a week ago now? It was the 20th? No, the 19th. I think it was the 19th. One of those days. And has bounced a little bit since then.
Yeah, not much.
But not bounce notwithstanding. Not a great sign.
No,
it sort of bunched up there and then sort of fell through a little bit of a floor.
Yeah, nothing there. Absolutely no. Let's see. Unless I had to close on this day, which was 93. Nah, you blew that away. Going all the way to 96.24. I mean, these are the kind of patterns you don't like to see. You make a high and then you drop $4 off that, trading off the low of the session. What's going to be interesting, or what you want to watch here in Penn, is basically at a 10-point move. So let's see if we come back to this $91 area. That would be right here. That'd be a half of this move. I don't really see any lows in that area. Filled maybe the little gap from yesterday. That's got a gap, just a 20-cent gap here. But I think what you want to see for your Penn shareholders is, a little retracement, come back 91. Kind of do this. Make the buyers from under 90 step up to 91. Form a little bit, on 2 or 3 day base, and then turn and take out that 96.24. I think people got excited when you took out that 96.24 because the really next daily high was way up at 99.71. So just got a little overloaded on the long side, didn't get the follow through. So coming back down, see if we hold 91.
And Joe, I don't know if you saw this, but Crocs broke through 100.
It did, man. Man, these stocks.
What it got to?
Triple digits, man. What is there to keep an eye on this? Besides the all-time high of 101, you're going to post a new all-time closing high today. So that would be your bogey. Big volume. See if you can stay above this gap area. And then boom, let's see what happens. The other one, too, that just kept on delivering higher prices was UPS. I mean, that thing, You had no business being short that thing once it took out the pre-market high just above 192, ripped to 197.28, falling back a little bit here, up 10% on the day. Just let's see who holding that gap area. I really, this one I was thinking was going to come in. Totally wrong. If you had, if you had been trading this on the short side, you really have to just get the heck out of the way when they take out the pre-market high like that.
There's something else. There's another one I wanted to mention from the chat earlier. Oh gosh, what was? Oh, Casper from Alex Mendez. Casper caught an upgrade yesterday from Wedbush, and that's apparently worth $2.
Casper the Friendly Ghost. Do you remember that show, Spencer?
Remember the movie?
Yeah, it was a good show. The good news is you took out that high from yesterday. The bad news is that it's backing off and it's settling near the low of the session. What was your close? Your close from yesterday. Is this the one at HC? No, it wasn't HC. That was someone else. You're going to have a double close here, folks. If we could close in this area, 895. That was the close, the high of the move yesterday. 898. So not too bad of a day. I mean, it's just little profit taking. The volume is down. It was a big volume day yesterday. You went from 600K to 15.8 million. Back down at 2 million today. So maybe running out of buyers a little bit here, but holding steady, holding above the low, below that 885. You got a buck drop to Monday's low at 761.
The one you're referring to from this morning was GMBL, HC Wainwright, and that one gave back some gains. It got to that's a 14 in the pre-market, 12 now. So.
Yeah, that was one. Okay, there was where your pre-market high held. They got close to it. This one, once again, peeling back, holding that 1255 low. Once again, you get a gap up like that. Your gap fill would be between 1255. You need to get down to 1218, and then better support. Parallel or not a low and a close, 1090, 1070. Just a little profit taking here, GMBL.
Okay, I'm just keeping an eye on the big ones reporting earnings. As we're 2 minutes away from the close now. So
wild day in GE. I did it.
Oh.
Yeah, wild day in GE. I hope y'all were paying attention. Did have much of it. I mean, it opened up. We traded down to 13, and then they goosed it on the open. But right at that open, and they sold it off. And we were talking. There were some institutional bids at 13. But what I identified for you, there was a pair of lows in the same area, 1277, 1290. So I said I threw 1285 out there, but you know what? You wouldn't have gotten done because 1291 was the low, bouncing back up near the high. So an up and down day for GE, down on the session just a tad, but well off the low. Did you miss your opportunity to purchase this under $13? That's the way it's looking right now.
And then one more thing before I forget, at the top of the broadcast, right when Joel came on, we got a message from his favorite bot, Donkin Dave.
Donkin Dave. Sorry, Dave. I'm sorry I did that.
Donkin Dave said, followed up from the conversation yesterday, and so I guess he's holding a bag in his stock. I don't remember if he said what stock it was, but he sold some cover calls. So I guess, on the plus side, Donkin Dave, you'll get some income, but what you got to ask yourself really is if, the stock you're holding the bag, and if that keeps going down, you're going to own more of this thing.
Now he'll still own the same amount. Covered calls will give you a amount of protection, right? If you sell a call, you already own the stock. You're thinking of selling when you sell puts.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Donkin Dave, if it's not affecting, your the way you look at other investments and do other things, then hold on. We just got a whoosh down here, folks. No one wants to go home long into all these big earning reports. Woo! We just whooshed down to 77 here on that one big old seller. And you know what? Maybe there was some selling balances on the close. We did pop though. Where did we get to there? That was all that day. Got to 78.50. Battle is on, folks. Battle is on for a new all-time closing high. 79.50 is what you got to do. Quick dip to 78.50. We'll see what happens with the reports. See if they can tip the scales to the north.
Yeah, my bad on the covered call thing, but
That's okay.
Yeah,
You're entitled.
Joel is of course right as always. Everyone,
I don't say always.
we've got 400 concurrents and 100 likes. It's not.
And Spencer is going to read them all off and give you the price action.
What?
I said you're going to read off all the earnings and cover the price action.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Right now, it's going to happen. So smash the like for Joel. I'm going to let him go to the pool.
We'll see y'all in the morning.
And
I did that at 5:30 this morning.
Oh my God, you're up at 4. I don't even want to. All right.
Have a good one, folks.
See you, Joel. Jeez Louise, the guy's in the pool at 5:30. Think about that. What are you doing with your life? What am I doing with my life? Joel's getting in the pool at 5:30. Unbelievable. Okay. Let's bring on my boys and Nate here in a second, and Mitch as well. And let's just bring up the Benzinga Pro and talk about some earnings. It's 4:01, which means we're getting some reports. Zunaid, what's going on, sir?
What's going on? Let me get a mic check. Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Awesome, baby. Hey, I've got my charts ready. I've got all the companies up there, and I'm ready to go.
All right.
I got to move a little bit because I don't know where I'm coming at. But okay.
All right. Well, FireEye's out. Let's go there first. EPS beat 8 cents versus 6 cents. Sales beat 246 mil versus 236 mil. You know what? All right. So, yeah, that's FireEye real fast. Let me just hop into the press release feed in Benzinga Pro. Who else is out real quick? I just see FireEye for now. Okay. FireEye. Let's go to the chart there. I'm going to bring it up.
Visa might be out. Visa's popping too.
That's not FireEye. This is FireEye. Visa might be out. Okay. Nice pop off the report up 2% here in the after hour session. So this one's been a dog. Yeah. If you follow cybersecurity stocks, you know that this one's been a dog. This one has not played ball with the rest of the sector. If I just zoom out.
It hasn't. You know, it's interesting. I remember by FireEye, they got hacked, stock plummeted, but it had a nice little rise and then it came right back down.
Yeah, it tends to get. I mean, it's actually held those gains, which is interesting. But so it looks like a top line and bottom line earnings beat for FireEye. You said McDonald's are out. Is that what you said?
No, I said Visa. It looks like they had nice volume, so they might be out.
You said Visa. Okay, where's my
just V?
Get my press release feed up there. Let's go. Visa. Why are we being slow? I see no releases from Visa. Let's look at the chart though, and let's see what you're seeing. On the that's some nice volume. Well, that's volume at the close, so that's not after the bell. That's a closing.
Oh no, I've got E-Trade's got some. E-Trade's got after the.
No. I mean, maybe E-Trade does, but that's. Not,
I hear you. I trust you.
Yeah, that's not. Okay, wait. Let me catch up on chat. What's going on here?
Yeah, you've got a red candle. I was looking at a green candle that went all the way up to 231. But regardless,
yeah, that's not.
I'm just looking for Pinterest to make something happen in the upside. That's what I need.
Okay,
I've got some calls. in Pinterest. I've got the May 21st $80 calls, so I need them to perform really well. The last 2-3 earnings that they've killed it. Went from 25 to around 50s and 50s to around 80-ish. So I need that momentum continuing.
All right. We're going to Alphabet here. Alphabet's out. I don't know what the numbers are because I got the chart up on my screen, but it's out. Maybe you can read the numbers if you see it real fast, or I can go find it, track it down in the Benzinga Pro. Let's go to the newsfeed, see what I can see. Google's out. Oh my God, this company prints money. It's not even close. Oh my God.
Microsoft took a shit.
Wait, we didn't get there yet. Okay, hold on.
Sorry. I'm like all over the place.
Yeah. Wait, Alphabet. Holy crap. Wait, did Alphabet just make $26 per share last quarter? They did. These guys got to do a split or something. All right, so an EPS beat, a sales beat, a buyback. Oh, my God. All right, we're in a fast market here. Alphabet, oh, man. Oh, it's going. it's going. We're up to $2,378
insane.
in the after-hours session. We closed at what, $22.90? So we're up $80, $90 now in a few minutes. Microsoft, I just saw you said they shit the bed. Let's take a look at the numbers here. EPS $1.95 versus $1.78. Where's my sales number? Don't make me go. Don't make me go to the press release, guys. Don't make me go to the press release. I'll do
They're
it.
making you work for it,
I
baby.
don't want to do it, but I'll do it. Oh my God, it's not even in there. What the hell?
They're making you work for it.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but apparently the market's not happy about it.
Oh man. Okay.
Easy Mike said YouTube is profitable. I don't know if he's reading that from somewhere, if he's
Well,
assuming.
YouTube is a cash cow. They're always profitable.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Microsoft. I said the EPS beat. Revenue came in above estimates as well. So we got to dive. God, these algos are so fast. We got to dive in to see what do the machines read. If I had to guess off the top of my head, it's slowing growth in their cloud segment. That would be my guess. That is typically what the market looks for with Microsoft is Amazon too, but Microsoft as well with the cloud. So Microsoft has Azure, right? Amazon has AWS, and that's the highest growth segment of their business.
The Army contract that Microsoft got, was that cloud based or was that something software and hardware based?
I do not know.
Okay.
But if I had to guess, I'm going to go ahead and guess it was that their cloud growth slowed last quarter, which is why it's getting the beats here in the after hours session. Let's see. God, I really, really, really don't want to have to go into the press release or the IR page, but I'll do it if I have to. Chat, if you know. Cameron Dole is making. I mean, what's bad for Microsoft could be good for Amazon.
That's what it was.
I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. This is my theory. This is my theory. It's cloud growth, slowing cloud growth. I don't know. James is trading Microsoft right now. Just covered.
Nice move.
I don't know if he was short or long, so I don't know if that was a good trade or not.
If he said covering, I'm going to assume he went short. So hopefully you're not eating ramen tonight, my man.
Yeah. Wait, back to the Googster. Okay. I'm
gonna keep an eye on Starbucks.
Oh, he's right. He's right.
Starbucks.
That's a good point. It's true. How would you cover along? I guess I interpret that to mean that
close the position, which you thought.
You closed the position you were underwater. But yeah, I guess if you covered, you were short. So nice job. But
all right, listen, I'm your counterpart that goes sporadic. Starbucks taking a shit.
Okay. It's probably the coffee. All right, so 62 cents versus 53 cents.
I see what you did there, Spencer. I got it.
So sales missed slightly. EPS beat slightly. No other numbers there. Let's go back to the Microsoft for a second here on the news feed. So, I'm sorry, Google is what I wanted to read. So it's Google advertising, which is how they make all their money, right?
Yep.
Gotta get that growth number though.
Wow.
Number.
So 10 billion year over year.
Yeah, but how does that compare to the prior? Is what I need to know. Starbucks gave some guidance. I like guidance. Fiscal year revenue guidance in line with the estimate. Okay, nothing too crazy there. Visa out $1.38 versus $1.27. Sales 5.7 versus 5.55. Oh my God, they're flying right now. Let's go to the Visa chart if I can see what that's doing. Trying to make up its mind. Doesn't know yet.
Yeah, it's flat. Nothing too crazy there.
Doesn't know. I'm sorry.
Pinterest, I don't think is out yet.
Yeah, all right. Chat's giving me shit for the covering comment. Yeah, all right. I interpreted it to mean
it's because that was strike two because you made that comment about the public calls earlier.
I interpreted it to mean I don't know why I thought that meant that he had just closed the position. You're right. Oh my God, I'm sorry,
Spencer. I think it's safe to say you won't be at the 9:30 show leading the live trading.
Jesus, no.
It's okay. I won't be either, but I hear you.
Oh my goodness. Hey, all right. Wait. Let's take a break for a second. and let me regain my sensibilities, and let's bring on and I want to bring on Money Mitch. Mitch, going to bring you on here and let you pump the Money Mitch show. What are we talking about today at on Money Mitch? Money Mitch.
What up? What up? What up? How
What's
we doing?
going
How we
on?
doing out there? What's going on, guys?
Oh,
What's up? What's up?
Definitely.
For us.
So looking good, looking good. I'm gonna be having some great interview tonight. I got Clark, Kendall from Kendall Capital. I'm gonna be talking about some story stocks. I'm gonna be talking about some lithium plays. I'm going to be talking about programmatic advertisements, and also going to be going into some other story stocks like we always do. But of course, you guys will see an in-depth coverage of earnings. Also, what I like to do is I usually take one of these stocks and go a little bit in depth into the earnings call, try to find something that most people miss. Like yesterday, a lot of people weren't talking about it, but that Tesla Powerwall, that's what really stood out for me on the earnings call. So check me out, guys. 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you guys there. And like always, there's a bull market somewhere, and the opportunity is out there, and Money Mitch can help you find it. So I'll see you guys there.
All right. It's always 5 o'clock, and there's a bull market somewhere, is what I learned today. AMD out just now. Where's my pro? There it is. AMD out. EPS beat. Sales beat. So I guess that Starbucks guidance number was a raise. Interesting. So this is 1 minute chart. So okay. So we are up off the number.
Ooh, AMD flying.
Yeah.
$2.88.
Flying is a strong word, but it is certainly up. Always like to keep tabs on things, see how it shakes out. So I want to frequently check back with Google, frequently check back with Microsoft. Google off the highs, Microsoft off the lows. What else do we have today?
Visa looks like it's still trying to figure out what to do with the
didn't cover Amgen yet. That was out. I saw. There it is. EPS miss $33.70 versus a $4.05 estimate. Sales also missed 5.9 for $6.2 billion. They gave some revenue numbers guidance for the year that came in more or less in line. Following up on the lackluster report from Eli Lilly this morning, so maybe the bar lower for the group here, but Amgen missing nonetheless on their top and bottom line numbers. Let's see how the LLY thing shook out, because they also missed when they reported this morning. And let's go to a 15-minute chart so we can just see. So okay, it did regain some of those losses, but I'm sort of measuring Amgen against LLY today. What did you just see?
Pins.
Oh, are they out? Crap.
Yeah.
All right. Whoa, that's not good for your calls. All right.
No, it's not. You guys hiring?
It's funny. Where's my press releases? There's my press releases.
Oh man.
Here we go. I'm into the thing. Q1 highlights. Of course, I don't have the estimates here. That's what the news desk has it for. That's why I have the news desk, because I don't have the estimates in front of me. They're highlighting the revenue growth up 78% year over year. But how does that compare to the prior year? MAUs up 30% year over year. Again, how does that compare to the prior year? Bar is high because of what Snapchat said. So
yeah,
bar is high. If you look at Snapchat, you zoom out. Oops.
So we talked about it last time I was on. Snapchat's going down a little bit, I guess, sympathy-wise. Let's take a look at Facebook.
Yeah, Snapchat's on sympathy.
Facebook on a nice climb after hours, at least in comparison to like a non-stock reporting.
Okay, so Pinterest down $7, or $6. Snapchat down in sympathy.
And Facebook is up for some reason. I can't figure out why.
Facebook up. There's got to be news on this.
What's that about?
Maybe Facebook. Yeah, you know what? I'm with you, Andre. I'm with you on that, because Facebook and Google make money the same way. So, they make money on digital ads.
Sympathy play. I love it.
Digital ads are Google's bread and butter, and Google's up. Huge beat. They're saying, okay, Google can print money on the ads. Facebook can print money too. So good call, Andre. I'm with you there. Facebook probably, if Google's report is an indicator, Facebook will blow it the F away when they report. So good call. I'm with you on that one, Andre. Great call out on the relationship there.
Solid. Let me see if there are any other stocks that are following up with that. What are some other here? Let's see what.
Well, yeah, the trade desk is another good one, Cameron. Programmatic advertising, digital ads, the trade desk. What's good for one digital advertiser is good for all digital advertisers theoretically. So you've got like PUBM, which Mitch just mentioned, not as active a stock, so may not trade after hours, but all these stocks that make money off online advertising, right? And it's they may all follow Google today.
Trying to see if Microsoft has recovered. Let's see.
Go back to my news feed. We got semis are out. Texas Instruments, EPS beat. Very nice beat. Sales beat. PPD's out. EPS beat. Sales beat. We got Juniper's out. EPS beat. Sales beat. Illumina beat and a beat. Let me see here.
I'm trying to scour the other stocks. Nothing really moving. Everything's staying consistent. That's what we saw.
Mondelez beating the beat. Enphase beating the beat. Board Gaming beating the beat. Everyone's beating today, but let's look at the stocks though. So Enphase had that short report a few months ago. Gave back most of those gains, right? That short report was where on Enphase? That was let me zoom out. Where was that short report? It was somewhere around here. So maybe that was it in June.
I'm not familiar with that, but Q's taking a little bit of a downside hit with Microsoft missing, but I think
Cameron Dole, maybe Cameron Dole. Time for an ad watch list. Yeah, we should certainly be making that. You got Facebook, you got Amazon, you got PUBM, you got Trade Desk.
I like it.
And there's also a number of recent IPOs on the advertising front. If you're watching that whole space, there's been a few here. Let me go to here. There's who just IPO'd? Double Verify, right? They just IPO'd. DV. This is the same business. This is basically the same business. It's digital advertising, right? So they just IPO'd. So in theory, they're a sympathy play with Google today.
No movement yet.
You've got it's not
very low. Yeah, very very low.
You've got AppLovin, APP, another one. This is mobile marketing, right? I think that's it. Oh, PubMatic I mentioned, and I think that's all. So some potential sympathy plays not for tonight, but for tomorrow morning on Alphabet. Back to my news feed here. Yeah, IAC is not a bad idea, Kushal. More liquid than the two I just mentioned for sure. No trading after hours though. Back to my news feed. What else do I see?
Just to update our chat, Starbucks trying to make up half of its losses.
Starbucks. So I guess that was a guidance raise in Starbucks.
Microsoft still hanging around the lows.
They raised their revenue guidance for the year, their EPS guidance for the year, and their margin guidance for the year, gross margin, and it's still down. Comp store sales growth of 9% for the quarter, 91% in China.
Do you see anything for digital, like digital sales?
Great question, because we just saw Chipotle.
Exactly. They had a record number, I believe, on digital sales.
Where the majority of their sales actually were from digital.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
For the first time. Let's go into the Starbucks thing. Okay, here we go. Global comp sales increased 15%. Huge increase in China, as I mentioned.
At least they have a lot of green in their highlights.
That's not as good as it sounds, though, because remember, at this time last year, China had been shut down for 3 months.
Yeah.
So that comps number is very misleading. What else do I see here? Yeah, I mean, a lot of green is a giveaway, right?
Yeah.
Green
That's
on the
good for the
screen,
chart.
and this is also what you get. This is like, just to be clear, Starbucks, their press release is not in green or red. That's Benzinga Pro. They make it easy for you.
Oh, no way.
Green or the red is Benzinga Pro.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So you don't even
That's
have to read it. You don't even have to read it. You just got to be like, oh, shit, is it green or is it red?
That is awesome.
That being said, though, stock does not always move that way. So it is down here after hours. Let's go to my 1 minute chart. Down here after hours, trying to bounce. I've mentioned this before. I am long and have been long Starbucks. One, because I like the company, but also because I believe they will be announcing eventually a subscription service similar to Panera. And Wall Street loves nothing if not recurring revenue.
The subscription,
So,
couldn't agree more.
I am long Starbucks. Full disclosure.
So both of us are hurting right now.
Well,
Or at least you're longer. Yeah.
I'm long from like $80. So
Yeah, I'm not. Pain.
Okay. What else do I see? Spotify up 2% after hours. CR is noting. They just raised their prices. I don't see Spotify. Any trades here?
They raised about like $1. I think the family plan went from like $14.99 to $15.99 or something like that.
They raised some subscriptions in the US and in Europe. Okay, what else?
AMD trying to go for after hours high.
Somebody mentioned Unity. Okay, like Unity. They weren't on the schedule tonight, were they? I don't think so. No, they're not. Don't see any news or anything on Unity, but it is trading a little bit in the after hours. We got a couple. Not really, actually. No trades. Okay, what else? That was the bulk of it right there.
That really was, yeah.
That was the bulk of it. If you liked this sort of thing, this sort of just free form, hang out, watch earnings as they come, sort of thing, hit the like button, and we'll keep doing it throughout earnings season. If not, we won't do it. That's fine. But we've always sort of kept this 4:00 time slot open because it's earnings. I mean, at least during earnings season, it's when all the news comes out. So there will be more headlines at 4:30. There will be more headlines at 5, but most of it is out by 4:30, and we just want to be here, be live when the news is happening. So
tomorrow's gonna be another crazy day for you. You've got Apple, Facebook, eBay.
Yeah. Let's go back to that Facebook chart. So go to one minute here. Wow, very nice. See, it's all about relationships. That's what Dennis talks about all the time. It's all about relationships. You see Google beat, you don't go by Google. You buy its best friend, Facebook. All right, OCGN is there news. This one is a ridiculous mover. I doubt there's news, to be honest with you. I don't know. Oh, there is. Wait a minute. Is that from today? That offering? That's from today. This morning, they announced 10 million share offering. Is there news after hours though? Is I guess what you're asking. Webcoin. No.
Not that I see, at least.
Okay.
Visa just went high after hours. Session highs.
Yeah, I don't understand this one straight up. This one is a high flyer. I don't know.
He said Fauci pumped it.
I don't know if it's a meme stock. I have no clue.
He said Fauci pumped it during a press briefing.
Okay, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Damn. That's insane.
Okay, White House briefing right now. I don't know. Now that Trump's not president, I have no reason to watch White House ever again. So
waste management.
That
was in the morning. I was just reading the chat. Waste management was in the morning, I thought.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. I was about to be a little annoyed because this thing would be wrong.
See, I'm on with you guys, and unfortunately, I can't be like watching TV or watching I'm trying to watch as many screens as I can.
Yeah.
but it's tricky trying to keep up with chat and y'all. I don't know how people do it.
Well, shout out to you for keeping up with the news and the reports and everything while reporting.
For Novavax, we talked about that, man. Thank you very much. That got the Biden bump today. Yeah, Fauci should have called Benzinga first. You're absolutely right, Whipcoin. Why didn't he call us first?
Can you imagine?
We could have scooped him. Oh, you know what? You know what we should do? Let's go to a movers tool. Let's just do this. Go to movers. Change it. I always have it set to pre-market, right? I'm going to change it to after hours, gainers, after hours, losers. Let's see who's up and who's down big. This will help us out. So board gaming, they had earnings, right? So up 5.5%. I see Google up 4%. BIVI up 10%. And I do have some filters on it, right? I filter out anything below $5. So I don't have any penny stocks on here. Ocugen I'm seeing. Biotechs, right? PCRX, IBRX. Cyber Optics, don't know what that is. CYBE, no clue. On newsfeed. Earnings, there you go. AMD, you see up 3%. Xilinx, they're all going to move, right? So AMD, AMD's buying Xilinx. So
yeah,
if AMD goes up, Xilinx goes up with it. So actually, that's another great relationship there. Is AMD Xilinx.
You know what? Speaking of which, let's see.
Downside, Enphase, Pinterest leading the way down. IKT leading the way down. RRD, don't know that, leading the way down. Amgen down 5%. You know what? Enphase is dragging all of solar with it here. It's dragging all of solar with it. Look at FSLR. Come on.
Yes.
Come on now. It's going to take all of solar with it tonight. Enphase will. So whether it's FSLR, whether it's I'm blanking. CSIQ, you can go TAM, the ETF, Sunrun, right? It's going to dragging all of solar with it. So all of solar will be down. See you, Jeff. Have a good one. James Sant'Algio is done for the day. Seeing the AM. James, appreciate the interaction. Have a good one. Yeah, so all of solar here will be down in the overnight session heading into tomorrow morning. Okay, it is 4:27. We've got Cannabis Insider starting momentarily. Let me just confirm that this video is set to
What's ASMR? I'm reading what Ruth said. I'm trying to figure out what ASMR is.
That sounds like a recent IPO to me. I don't know what that is.
No, I think she was commenting on me typing on the keyboard. I don't know if that was like a curse word I didn't know.
Oh, ASMR. That's the that's like the audio. What does it stand for? What does it stand for? It stands for audio stimulant. Something. It's like sound stimulants is what that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What that is.
Well, Jeff, if you knew that Pins was going to mess up, you should have told me, Jeff. Come on, Jeff.
Ruth, I got you. I got you there, Ruth. Yeah, exactly right, Kushal. AMD plus Xilinx is the same thing as Salesforce and Work and Slack. Yeah, it has been a long day. So we've got Cannabis Insider up next. We got Trend Spider up at 5, Money Mitch at 6, and Trading Nomadic at 7. So we are still going here. We got much more to come on YouTube. What else? You know what? I haven't looked at Visa in a few minutes. How's Visa doing?
Visa's breaking high a day. And by the way, if you haven't checked out TrendSpider 5, make sure you do it. If you struggle with technical analysis and stuff like that, and you want someone to just do it for you, that's what TrendSpider will help you with. So definitely check that out if that's something you're into.
Jason B is not a fan of the ASMR. I take it. All right. Hey, some people like audio stimulation. Others do not.
Look at what Webcoin said. I love it.
Fat finger to me. I don't know.
I just bought 500 ASMR.
Oops. Don't even know what that is, but I bought it. Oops. Wait. Well, what's the stock? What's the new symbol? It's T. I always think of TLSA, right? Which is it looks like Tesla, but it's not.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one. What's the new ticker for Fiat Chrysler, guys?
I have no idea.
It's like Tesla, but not. What's the what's the new ticker for? I didn't look at Mondelez. We'll go there. God, what's the new fiat currency system? I'm gonna look it up right now.
The chat is having a lot of puns at my expense. I love it.
STLA. That's it. STLA. Stella. Yeah. I always think they did that so that people would screw up and buy Stella instead of Tesla.
They'd be like, "Oh, look, it's so cheap."
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. All right, Mondelez, snack food. How are we doing here?
Let's see what we got. Spiked up and then came back a little bit.
MDLZ. They own what, like Chips Ahoy and a bunch of crap, right? EPS,
Anything that's in my pantry is probably owned by them.
probably. EPS beat, sales beat. The amount. Aaron Thomas, I'm about to wrap it up, all right? It's 4:31. I was going live right now. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. How about that? So it's 4:31. Guys, smash the like button if you haven't already. Thank you to Zunaid for hanging out. We will do this again for the rest of earnings season, I think, just hanging out with the earnings reports.
Yeah.
We'll bring Zunaid on, and we'll just shoot the shit and talk reports as they come. Stay tuned. Cannabis Insider is up next. Smash the like. Zunaid, thank you. Everyone, have fun.
Thank you for having me. I'm going to go set up my GoFundMe now. See you guys later.